Welcome to this 5-part YouTube masterclass for realtors, where you are going to learn how to create the ultimate YouTube channel and videos to attract clients at scale. By the end of these courses, you're going to have launched, branded, and perfectly optimized your YouTube channel. I'm going to show you the easy way to record and edit content. Then I'm going to show you the exact videos you need to make to attract those clients at scale, and then show you how to edit, upload, tag, and optimize your videos so that they rank #1. Each session is packed with information to help you dominate in your marketplace. Plus, there's going to be all sorts of free downloads and templates and other assets that you need to build your business. So make sure you stick around to the end of each video to get those so that you can build and level up your business. Let's get into session 1. Hey everyone, my name is Dan Wertel, and I help realtors scale their business using proven attraction and conversion techniques. If you would like to learn more about partnering with us and getting all the coaching, mentorship, and training for free, 2 ways to do it. Check out level10agent.com, or you can actually book a 30-minute, no obligation, free call with me down below. Just click on that Calendly link and pick a time that's convenient for you. We'll have a conversation, explore your business, and see if I'm the right coach to help your business. Okay, and with that, let's get into YouTube Masterclass for Realtors, session number 1. Okay, here we are, and welcome to this YouTube Masterclass. Today, and for session 1, we're going to get into the overview of YouTube. See, I come from a team in Vancouver of realtors who have seen tremendous conversion coming from our YouTube channel. It not only qualifies new inbound leads, but qualifies us as agents and drastically cuts down the amount of time we have to tell people what we do, as we have been showing them what we do online through YouTube, through all of our converting videos. I have definitely seen the power of YouTube, and I know it can change your real estate business too. And that's exactly what this course is all about. I'm going to show you all the strategies and techniques that you need to use so that you can attract clients at scale and build your real estate business. So getting right into it now. Here we go, part 1. Today and this session is all about mapping out your blueprint for YouTube success. And by the end of these 5 courses, you're going to have launched and optimized your YouTube channel. And of course, if you already have a YouTube channel launched, amazing. You're already one step ahead, but I guarantee you, you are going to learn things today that are going to help enhance your channel, help you rank #1, and help you obtain market share and beat out your competition. Next, I'm going to show you how you can easily record and edit your first video. And again, if you have a channel already and are used to recording and editing, maybe I'll have some tips in there on how you can speed up that process. And then lastly, and most importantly, going to get your video uploaded and optimized to rank #1. As I mentioned earlier, there are going to be a ton of bonus materials and templates for you to make this process as simple and easy and quick as possible. So make sure you stick around for all of those, because they will help enhance your business and your ability to create even better YouTube videos. You may be asking yourself, why am I offering up all this information for free? Well, the truth is, I run a team here in Vancouver and I love seeing my agents succeed. And my goal is to help you succeed as well. Because as a successful agent, I love sharing my techniques to see other agents succeed as well, right? We've had a 2-year run here where it's been very easy to be a realtor, right? 2020 through 2022, pretty much if you had a pulse, you could sell a home. If you got a listing, it was sold in 7 days. Things were easy. But now it's the end of 2022 and the market has obviously changed, and changed a lot. And so this is where it is your opportunity to obtain market share and to shift your habits and to be able to actually get inbound leads from clients by showing your value. Okay. And that's what this course is going to largely do for you. Really, I just don't want to see you struggle. I'd rather see you thrive in this marketplace. And you do this by giving people a reason to come to you. See, having inbound leads created from YouTube is far more enjoyable and profitable than door knocking or making cold calls. And while I'm not knocking either one of those lead generation options, because I've done them myself, but what I am going to show you is how much more valuable YouTube can be for your business. Because we all have a finite amount of time. And if you're out there door knocking for 2 hours or on the phone doing lead gen for 2 hours, the second you stop, your business stops lead gen. Whereas it's a much better use of your time to maximize your leverage on YouTube and have those videos working for you 24/7, 365. I'm going to show you that YouTube is a very powerful mechanism for a few reasons. One, you can show people what you do that differentiates you in your marketplace. You can show people what you do that makes you stand out above the rest. And quite simply, by showing people rather than telling people that you are so great and how you're so great, it really is the differentiating factor. Think of it like this. If you go to a listing presentation and you have to sit there and the first 15 minutes is telling them that you're so great, and yes, I sold a house 2 doors down just last week, and I've lived in the neighborhood for so long, and I market better than anyone else. People that have invited you into their house for a listing presentation from a YouTube channel, essentially, they've already seen how you operate your business, right? You've shown them how you sell, where you sell, and that you're obviously an industry and area expert. Okay, they already know, like, and trust you. So by the time you get in front of them for that listing presentation, they've already believed in you and what you can do. You don't have to tell them what you do. You've already shown them. It's a magnificent difference, and it's a much better conversation with your next clients. What I'm going to be showing you and teaching you over the next 5 courses here is going to radically change your business over the next 12 months. I would, though, consider this to be a challenge because it's not going to be easy. Anything that you do that is going to differentiate you from the market to make you stand out typically takes a lot of work, and this is no different, okay? So I challenge you to embrace this course, embrace the power of YouTube, and let it grow your business because it is proven, it works, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. If you haven't gotten in front of the camera before, or you've never even recorded your first YouTube video, totally fine. But again, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable for me to get in front of the camera for my very first video. And the reality is that you're going to change over time like anything you do that's uncomfortable. Have you ever picked up a new sport? Well, you probably sucked on the first day. You know, look at snowboarding or skiing or whatever sport that you're interested in. You probably weren't great on day 1, but compare that to your day 300. You were probably a lot better. Well, think of YouTube as being no different, really. It's a new skill that you have to learn, and it requires consistent and repeatable actions. The stuff I'm going to be talking about over these 5 courses, it's not just theory. These are practices for you to implement, and they will change your business once you implement them. YouTube has never been more important than it is right now, and here's why. Advertising is getting not only more complicated and difficult, but more expensive. Think of it like this, Facebook. I used to dedicate my entire marketing budget to Facebook ads, and yet Facebook kept changing their algorithm to the point where it's very difficult for realtors to hyper-target their potential clients. It's just not as fun as it used to be, and the quality of the leads you get is not nearly the caliber it was 3-4 years ago. And it feels like it's just getting worse there. Plus, obviously, Facebook is seeing less and less usership. So again, jump that ship, if you will. Now, let's talk about the expense side. Okay, if you've ever done Google AdWords, like pay-per-click, PPC, you know that just a few short years ago, it was probably half the price it is today. I mean, you used to be able to get realtor keywords for like a nickel. Okay, yes, more than 2 years ago, but you get the idea. Today, the most clicked on realtor keywords, they can be $25, $30 easy for one click. So why not utilize a platform that is free that creates even a higher quality of inbound leads for your business? See, marketing on YouTube is done by creating and providing organic content that consumers need. They need to hear from you. They need to have the problems that they have solved by you and your profession. Okay, so let's get right into it. So here's an overview about what we're going to be discussing within this session. Right off the top, the importance of video and the power of YouTube. Then we're going to get into the mindset that you need to have when you are working with video. Super important, and it's really going to help you get into the right headspace to succeed by using YouTube. And number 3, setting expectations. When you understand what it takes to succeed within YouTube, and of course, visualizing the time horizon to become a success there, that's a big part of what is going to lead you to see success within this platform. And then lastly, I'm going to give you an overview of our YouTube channel, what it looks like, and how we're going to use this as a template to make yours just as good or ideally even better. The main takeaway that I want you guys to have from today is essentially to get a clear understanding of the power of YouTube and why it's a necessity. Okay, this isn't a nice to have for your business. This is a must have, especially for 2023. It is going to help you create way more leads than you've ever had before and do so in a manner that you're going to be able to convert very highly. Okay, I'm also going to show you how to navigate the various features of this platform because it's quite in depth. And even if you have a YouTube channel, I guarantee you I'm going to show you some things that are going to level up not only your performance, but again, your attraction abilities within your channel. So why am I so adamant that YouTube is a necessity? Right off the top here, it establishes a connection through value. What does that mean? Well, when people are watching you on YouTube, you are providing them value first. And it is a natural human condition that they want to reciprocate. So if they are watching you repeatedly and consistently release high quality content that speaks to what they're looking to do, they're going to naturally want to work with you because there's an affinity there. And again, the subconscious wants to give back to someone who has helped them. Look at number 2. This is the new consumer behavior. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you wanted to go and perfectly hang a painting on the wall and you've never done that before, where do you go to figure out how? Well, you go to YouTube and you type in how to hang a painting, because of course you want to watch how it's done and follow along. Compare that to going to Google and searching, how do I change the plumbing under my kitchen sink? And then you get a step-by-step. No, that's not the way people like to consume content in a manner that they need to accomplish a goal. You're going to YouTube it. How do I change the P-trap under my sink? And then you watch a professional plumber go through the steps, and then you simply follow along. This is exactly why YouTube works, and it's going to work for real estate because it's proven, and now you can utilize it as well. Number 3 is an important point too. This is about proving you're a professional as opposed to telling. And I did touch on that a little bit earlier, but essentially by showing all your listings, by showing that you're an area expert, by proving how you outmarket the competition, it is going to show so much value, and it's such a better way for the consumers to consume that information than you sitting in front of them and telling them how great you are. It is a completely different way of people absorbing that information, and trust me, it registers way more powerfully. Number 4 and the conversion rate are where things get really exciting. Because if you've done any kind of online lead generation, you likely know that it's a numbers game. The industry standard for converting an online lead is about 1%. So for every 100 people that you're contacting, you might get 1 deal. The super pros can get 2 or 3, but on average, you can expect 1. Well, that's a 1% conversion ratio. Not that exciting. I get that. Well, in YouTube, the inbound leads that are created show statistically a 60 to 70% conversion ratio. So when that phone rings or the email comes in from a lead from your YouTube channel, get excited because you've got about a 60 to 70% chance of converting that. I mean, the ratio is as good, if not even better, than referrals. So this is a fantastic lead source, and the numbers prove it. Lifelong content is a really important one to touch on as well, because with YouTube, a lot of your videos are going to be what we call evergreen. That means you're going to record a video that has value to people for the next 5 to even 10 years, okay? If you're a neighborhood expert and you're touring people through a neighborhood and pointing out all the highlights, well, that video has a really long shelf life. It's going to be searchable and viewable by people for many years moving forward. Compare that to, let's say, a post on Instagram. People might see it once on one day. Your post on TikTok, it's got a maybe 24-hour shelf life, and then it's forgotten forever. Now, those mediums are important and they're great for keeping you top of mind, but nobody's going to go to TikTok or no one's going to go to Instagram to figure out how to buy a home in your neighborhood. That's just not where it's done. Those platforms are digestible and short-lived entertainment. YouTube is where you provide value. And lastly, let's talk about this market share opportunity, because the reality is not very many realtors are using YouTube, and those that are rarely using it properly. So you have a real chance right now, especially in the shifting market, to pick up market share, maximize this platform, and just dominate that lead gen moving forward. Now, understandably, there are quite a few misconceptions and myths about YouTube. And a lot of these are going to stop people from even trying. And that's so bad because really, I think a lot of these myths and misconceptions are exactly that. So I want to dispel them right now. And let's start, of course, with number 1, which says, look, you need a huge amount of subscribers to be successful on YouTube. Not the case at all, especially for real estate and especially for realtors, because we all work in a very niche market. Even if you're in a big city, well, that's fine. Define what makes you extraordinary and makes you stand out above the others. Okay, if you're working in New York, okay, but do you specialize in luxury condos, or do you specialize in only townhomes? Whatever it is, you can get hyper-focused and niche. And of course, what does that mean? That you don't need 10,000 followers to have people resonate with your videos, okay? So while you're niche, we all start with 0, okay? My channel had 0 followers on day 1, obviously, no subscribers. And then you focus more on incrementally building over time. because trust me, I have seen all sorts of agents convert leads with less than 100 subscribers. So don't worry about that. It's more about providing the valuable content that you can. Number 2 is about equipment. Okay, you definitely do not need an expensive camera to make good YouTube content. If you have an iPhone like this or something similar that records, you are ahead of the game and you can record brilliantly. I mean, the quality of the camera on these mobile devices now is incredible. And there are infinite, basically, amount of examples on YouTube of people who have used their cell phone to record a video and they get 500,000 views, okay? So it is way more important and way more valuable for you to use your phone today to make a video than to wait another 6 months to buy a special camera and then start then. Because the person who starts today on their phone will outlap the person who waits 6 months to do nothing but try to buy a better camera every single time. So creating content today and incrementally improving and maybe buying that fancy gear in the future, way more important than getting analysis paralysis and waiting to get that camera down the road and then start producing. Number 3, if you think the market is saturated, well, reframe that mindset. And here's what I mean. My market, I'm in Vancouver, BC, and there are 15,000 licensed agents here. And yet, when I try to think of how many have a really unique and standout and successful YouTube page, I can't even get to 6, okay? Like there are very few. So think of that ratio, 6 to 15,000. My goodness, there is such a blue ocean of opportunity here. So the market is not saturated. Yes, YouTube is very popular. And yes, there are millions of people on there, but of course, most of those are going to be viewers. And again, it's about your niche market and your competition is likely super small. So again, the realtors that are on there, even if they've got, some viewership, chances are they don't know all these tricks that I'm going to be teaching you, and you're going to be able to surpass them and build out your own client database even quicker than they are. Thinking that video takes too much time is a very backwards way of thinking as well. Of course, your very first video, if you are going to be the one who's writing it, recording it, editing it, yeah, it's going to take time. It's like anything. Your first day skiing or snowboarding or whatever that new sport was, you weren't great. It takes time to get better. So if you start by yourself, sure, I get it. The first video might take a few days, 10 hours, whatever it is. Over time, that's going to improve. But keep in mind 2 things. First, there's going to be a point where you can outsource it. So you're going to be able to save a lot of time. And 2, don't forget, these videos are evergreen. So if your time in is, let's say, 12 hours to make that first video, well, its lifetime could easily be 12 years. So it's working for you way more so than when you pick up that phone and you're cold calling clients or door knocking, right? If you go door knocking for 3 hours, your lead gen side of the business stops after that 3 hours. It's done. Well, that video that took you 12 hours to make is now working for you 24/7, 365 for the foreseeable future. So don't think things take too much time. Time in to time out value here is absolutely exponential. And then of course, the last one, number 5, a lot of people before getting in front of a camera might think, well, who the heck wants to hear from me? Who am I? What do I know? Well, if you're a licensed agent, realistically, you know more than about 90% of the population out there in your field. Okay. And if you've done 5 deals or if you've been around for a year or 2, you probably know more than 99% of what the average person knows about your industry. It's a little bit about getting over yourself. I get that. It can be scary. I totally get that. But realistically, you know a lot more than you may think. And again, people are looking to you for advice. So be okay with that and start producing that content. Here's a very important slide that I want you to really take to heart. Within the real estate industry, historically, it used to be that the more people you know, the more deals that you would do. Okay. But now it has almost flipped. We're in the social era where the more people that know you, the more deals that you're going to do. So this is about getting out into that social sphere and basically producing so much content that you cannot be ignored. So let's talk a little bit more now about the power of leverage and why YouTube is just so important for your business. And I do need to keep hammering this home because I want you to understand its value intrinsically. Okay. A lot of people see in real estate that, it's really difficult to create leverage because unfortunately you're typically doing one-on-one prospecting, one phone call, one door knock, whatever time is that you're doing into that specific activity. And well, like I touched on, if you are cold calling for 3 hours, well, your day is done. Your prospecting is done. Your lead gen is done after that 3 hours. So when you create content on YouTube and it's valuable content, it is out there being consumed 24/7. You'll get to the point in your YouTube career here where you'll be able to jump into your analytics and literally see that who's been watching your video and when, and there's going to be a point where there is always somebody consuming your content. Kind of a fascinating thought, right? But there will be a point where someone will be on your YouTube channel at all times. And of course, multiple during many times. The cool thing about it too is that these people that are consuming your content, they're essentially inviting you into their home, right? They're inviting you onto their laptops, into their mobile devices, whatever it is. And every time that they do, they're feeling more and more comfortable with you. They're enjoying that time. They're enjoying that face-to-face. They're enjoying learning. And yes, it's a digital thing and it's a pre-recorded message, but still, it's like when you watch TV and then you get this sort of celebrity status feeling when you see somebody out. The same thing can happen on YouTube, and that's exactly what you want to achieve here. And keep in mind, you're doing this instead of just talking one-on-one like you're historically used to, you're now doing this one-on-many. So that power of leverage is immense, and that's a perfect example as to how you can leverage it and how useful it's going to be for you. Keep in mind too, if your competition is not doing this, which the vast majority are not, I guarantee it, they're going to be falling farther and farther behind. All of a sudden, you're out there working your sphere and having content work for you 24/7, and they're maybe putting in 14 hours a week of lead gen. Well, suddenly you're standing out and your content is working for you while you sleep, while they're actually sleeping. So again, power in leverage is about what YouTube is all about. And lastly, there is so much power in the SEO within your videos. And I'm going to show you exactly the keywords and the tags that you need to use so that you rank #1, not only within YouTube, but keep in mind, YouTube is the #2 search engine on the planet, okay? And it's owned by the #1 search engine on the planet called Google. And what does that mean? Well, when your videos are properly optimized, like I'm going to show you how to do, that means they're going to rank on Google as well as YouTube. And let me give you an exact example of that, okay? So if we go to Google, and in my neighborhood, there is a neighborhood called Kitsilano. So if I go to Google and I type in how to move to Kitsilano, there it is right there, and I pull that up, well, look what happens. Yes, you get some of the website links, but right away, you get YouTube links. And guess which one is ranked #1? Well, it's a video from my YouTube channel, Living in Vancouver. So how did it get to be #1? Well, that's exactly the keywords that I'm going to show you and the optimization that I'm going to show you. So now you get how powerful it is and why that you want to have all these videos. Oops, sorry, jumping ahead there. Have all these videos properly optimized so that you show up not only on YouTube, but on Google as well, because we all know Google is #1. So moving ahead now, we're going to talk about improvements over time. Okay, obviously this is about taking action, and it's okay to recognize that your first video is not going to be perfect. My first videos were horrible. They had no lighting whatsoever. I didn't even have a microphone. I think I was yelling into my laptop. Didn't really understand about backgrounds and the importance of keeping those interesting too. And you know, this screenshot over here to the right, I mean, that's literally a screenshot from one of my early videos. And you know, sure, things have improved a bit. I got the nicer camera and whatnot. But the reality is, the fact that I started was far more important, because even that video got some views and the next one got more and the next one got more. And I started to understand the value of these incremental improvements. So be okay with your first videos being less than perfect. Okay, you're never going to achieve perfect, and that's fine. It is so much better to release and improve. And keep in mind too, especially if you have, let's say, a smaller subscription base right now, what a better time than now to kind of make those early mistakes or not have it the I guess video quality that you want now, because you're going to get there for sure. So do it now. Don't worry about it being perfect, and just keep improving incrementally. Now, I know the camera can be scary, but I will tell you something. This is going to make you money. And if you don't do it, and if you aren't able to do the lead gen aspects in business, well, guess what? Being broke is much scarier than a camera. Trust me, I've been there. So here's a bit of a pro tip to feeling a bit more comfortable in front of the camera. Realistically, all you need to do is look at the camera as your ideal client And so maybe you likely already do have that person, right? Maybe you've done 2 or 3 or 5 deals with that person, and now they're looking to buy a $3 million home or whatever the big ticket price is in your neighborhood. Well, just talk to them like I'm talking to you. It's simple. You already know the answer to all the questions they're going to ask, right? As realtors, we know, look, there's very many questions that we are asked that are the same questions that have been asked by other clients. And so we're very comfortable answering those questions. It's the same thing here. Talk to your camera like it's your ideal client and that you already know the answer to everything that they're going to be asking you. It's essentially a conversation with your favorite client. Look, if somebody asks you, hey, what are the 5 best reasons to live in your city? You're going to be able to say that with no problem. Okay. You already know the answer. You just blah, 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 blah. These 5 things. I live here. I love it here. Here is why, right? You already have the answers. It's just like that. And let's say the next thing, well, how do I technically buy a home? Well, I already know the answer. You get a pre-approval, you do this, you do that. You already know the answers. And again, the majority of the videos that you're going to make are just that. They are answers to the questions that your clients have the most. Because guess what? They're not only asking you, they're asking other realtors. And what does that mean? They're asking YouTube. How do I do X in your town? You already know it. That's literally not only the title of your video, the video you make, and how you will attract clients at scale. Video is just a conversation between you and your camera. And again, instead of one-on-one, picture it as being one-on-many. You're contributing value to potentially thousands of people through that one message. It's super powerful. So I want to stress consistency now, because in YouTube, like any business practice, the more consistent you are, the higher your chances of success. Okay, so we've talked about making these incremental improvements, but what next? You probably have asked yourself, well, how many videos do I need to make to be a success in YouTube? I'm going to tell you right now, you need to be making 2 videos every single week. Your competition might be making 1, but you need to make 2 to stand out. And it might sound like a lot today, but I'm going to keep showing you not only the exact videos you need to make to create new clients at scale, but the videos that you need to make for the next 6 months to properly populate your channel and to be more successful than any competing realtors in your market. I think the best way to approach this too is just to recognize, look, if you're going to embrace YouTube as a lead generating magnet that it is, you're going to do it. You're going to work this platform. You're going to create content for the lifespan of your career. Just the way that you would commit to lead gen on the phone or door knocking or whatever it is that you do, or flyers or whatnot. If you commit to this program, commit to it forever. Because again, it's not only going to be fun, and trust me, it does get to be super fun after a while. But again, when you see the effects and of course the results, you're going to want to do it even more. So commit to it, make those 2 videos per week that I'm going to show you how to do, and you will see a drastically and radically different business in just 12 months. Because realistically, this is about creating a lead stream that's going to feed your business for as long as you are in business. I think it's important that you get excited about slow and consistent growth. And really, this is about delaying gratification, okay? This will not happen overnight. I could tell you, or if you ask me, hey, when am I going to get my first client from YouTube? I don't know. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months. It doesn't really matter in the sense that because you're going to commit to this for the length of your career, it will happen at some point. You will hit an inflection point where you will be getting more clients than you know what to do with if you commit to the process. Again, if I told you, hey, yeah, you're definitely getting a client in 3 months, well, who cares? You're not going to stop making videos at that point, okay? That's not the mindset that you need to have to succeed on YouTube, okay? Or any initiative that you want to scale your business at for that matter, okay? This is about taking a proven process that I'm going to show you, and this is one that's been done by hundreds, if not thousands of people across many different industries. They implement it and they grow their business at scale. That's what you need to do, okay? You need to embrace the idea that you're going to do this forever. I guess quite simply is just remove that expectation of when. Just get rid of that time frame altogether. The longer you are able to extend the time frame of where you expect to get some form of success from this, the higher the chance, the higher the likelihood of you being a success within it. You can feel confident that if you consistently over-deliver on content and quality and continue to increase the value of your videos, that one day you're going to have 10,000 followers or 50,000 or whatever your number is, okay? That goal can be achieved if you consistently put out content. But just, again, don't focus on when that'll happen. Just know that if you commit to the process, it will happen. One of the great people that you can follow for inspiration who's in a different industry is Alex Hermosi. And he is someone who is considered currently to be quite the content king. And he's definitely known for saying that, look, the more you can extend that time horizon of when you expect a tangible outcome, the higher the likelihood of success. Again, I'm not saying it verbatim, I forget the exact quote, but you get the idea. And so again, don't focus on, hey, I need to put out X amount of videos to get a deal by Y. No, that's just not the right mindset. Focus on the deliverables and just know the outcome will come eventually. If you simply recognize that there's so many people who have kind of taken this platform and they've delivered consistently and they've become a success, and you decide, hey, I'm going to do the same thing and then I'm going to add my flair to it and I might even double down on the amount of content that they put out, well, again, you're going to increase your likelihood of success even more so. Keep in mind, prospecting is constrained by the time that you can put into it. Advertising is constrained by the amount of money that you can put into it. YouTube is exponential, okay? And that means that it starts slow, but at some point you're essentially going to hit an inflection point where you're going to see your viewership go way up. And of course, the amount of inbound leads are going to go way up as well. But again, don't worry about when, worry about how you get there, okay? If you commit to the process, you will get what you are looking for. Another bonus here too of YouTube is the great analytics that they have. So once you've been building up your channel for 12, 14 months, you're going to have all this data that you can reference and go and look and say, hey, okay, well, here's all my videos that I've done. These 7 really stood out and got way more views than anything else. People clearly want to hear about this style of information from me. So guess what? Double down on those, triple down on those. You're going to have so much intel into what is working and what's not working and allow you to kind of course correct over time to keep feeding people and the algorithm exactly what it wants to make your channel stand out even more. So now we get to the point where it is time for you to take action. Okay, this is where things are serious and this is where you get to stand out from the rest of the people who won't take action. If you don't already have a YouTube channel, create yours today. Okay, don't worry about the design, don't worry about uploading banners or videos or anything, just get it set up. Okay, if you've already got one, awesome, jump to the next session. If you don't, well, I'm gonna put, actually, you know what? If you don't, just comment below and I'm gonna send you a link where you can step-by-step follow the best way to create your YouTube channel for the first time. And we're gonna be working on your banner, your YouTube banner in the next session as well, because it's important to have, and I want you to pick a headshot of yourself that you're going to use on this banner. If you don't have a headshot, or maybe it's an old one, pick up your phone and take a photo of yourself and get a shot that you really like, because we're going to use that to create your banner in the next session here. And then lastly, pick an area where you are going to be recording. And not just tomorrow, I mean moving forward. Ideally, you've got a space in your home or maybe in your office where you can record. And yes, I understand a lot of real estate is filming out on the streets, in homes, all that kind of stuff. But for all your talking head YouTube videos, which I really will be promoting you to do, pick a great spot, get comfortable with it. That's going to turn into essentially your recording studio, and you're going to build that out over time, incremental improvements. So lastly here, I'm going to show you what my YouTube channel looks like and give you an idea of sort of the framework of what yours is going to look like too as well. So right off the top here, I've just built this banner, okay? And again, it's nice. I don't think it's perfect, but it's good, but it has very specific elements in it that I'm going to teach you that essentially take this banner and it acts like a landing page, okay? It says where we do, it shows myself and my business partner, talks about exactly what we do and who we serve, the brokerage, like the call to action, this type of thing. So people know very quickly exactly what they can expect by visiting this YouTube channel, okay? At the top, we've got our profile video. Well, what is that? Exactly, so many people don't even use profile videos. This video is different if you're a subscriber than if you're not a subscriber, because I'm trying to purposely guide people to a certain goal that I have. As you scroll down, I've got these certain playlists that I'm going to show you exactly that you need them as well, and why you want to populate each one to create more clients, okay? So again, this is sort of a vision of what we're going to be getting into in the next couple of courses here. This has been tweaked over time. It's in a good spot. It's definitely attracting clients at scale, and it's definitely going to do something similar for you. So back to the action steps really quick here. Before you move on to the next session, create your YouTube channel, get your headshot, and choose an area to record, okay? These things are all what you need in order to advance to the next session. And in the next session, this is where we get into adding your about section, okay? Very important, and it's shocking how many people don't do this or even do it very poorly. We're going to optimize your channel tags. Again, did you even know that channel tags existed in YouTube? Maybe not, okay? And this is something that we're going to implement perfectly for you so that you can have better SEO than your competition. Then we're going to create those playlists that I just ran by you, and I'm going to tell you exactly which ones that you need to implement and then populate. And then lastly, we're going to design your YouTube banner. And I have a template for you that you can download, you can use. It's yours. It's going to cover all the bases that you need to put you basically at a level 10 banner from day one. Don't make all the mistakes I made with my crappy banners in the past. You're going to have a beautiful working banner from day one. I'm going to give you that template. You can download it and make sure you've got that headshot ready for it. That's it for this session. Thanks for watching. When you are ready, when those action steps are done, please proceed on to session number 2 and let's get your channel running.